everyone, and welcome to the Paranormal Pride. I'm your host, Denise Pridemore, and I'm hoping everybody is staying warm and off the icy roads up in the Kansas City area. I know how bad it is. St. Louis is pretty bad as well. So you guys all stay warm. I'm not going to tell you what it is here. You guys will just stop listening and not come back. But wanted to let you guys know I have a really great guest tonight. She's a clairvoyant, and her name is Kelly Jo Monaghan. We're going to have fun. I'm going to interview her. She's on the other side of this. So we're going to talk. And if any of you'd like to have a impromptu reading, let us know. And maybe you'll get one. So welcome, Kelly Monaghan, or Kelly Jo Monaghan. I'm giving you a new middle name. You guys,
I'll answer. I have people that call me Mary Jo too. It's from another lifetime.
Oh, that the Joe goes with so many things.
Totally.
So, I have I have a Bobby Joe and a Billy Joe in my family, so I understand. So we do have a taker. So Carl, can you send Susan a link, please? And Cassie, if we have time, we'll let you know. At this point, we're done because we're only going to be an hour tonight. So I don't want to have too many and not have enough time to talk. So can you tell me your expertise? I know that I read on your site that you're also an animal medium.
Yes. I'm a clairvoyant, psychic, medium, pet psychic. I can do medical intuitive. I've worked on murder cases. I've done paranormal investigations. So I can do a little bit of everything. And when I do a reading, it's like a movie with hear a vision, taste a vision, and feel a vision, and hear a vision.
Feel a vision. Okay. Explain that, because that could be kind of weird.
I can feel what the people are going through, or I'm empathic. And
okay.
I can smell smells. Like when I'm looking for a house for people, they cut off the roof and they show how the house is laid out. It might be laid out like a T or like an H. I can tell them how many bedrooms, how the kitchen is, right down to the wallpaper.
Oh, well, I don't know if that's good or bad. I guess I should have cleaned the house before you came on.
But that's just a lot of fun. Helping people with work. I love doing mediumship and giving closure. Like people will be grieving really bad, and you'll tell them something that only that person's said, and it helps bring closure, and they laugh and they talk about them, or now sometimes when you're doing a reading for people, the passed on person will be emphatic about something, and the other person goes, "No, we don't have a necklace," and come to find out the lady put two necklaces in there for the granddaughters. So that's what she was talking about.
Yeah, sometimes you just never know when a spirit talks to you. Sometimes we don't know that you're right until later.
Right. Now, sometimes when people ask for their passed on loved ones to come through, they don't know way back. Sometimes you can get an 1800 person, and I'll tell, and then the young people say, "Well, I want to know my dad." But well, I don't know that person. I said, ask somebody that's still alive that's really, really old who this person is, because I'll get names of people and stuff like that, where the young people, they're just thinking of the people that just passed on. And another thing, it isn't dial them up. It's whoever talks the loudest.
Right.
Like you might want grandma to come through that just passed, and Aunt Marie might come through because she's the loudest. She's been there longer.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, we've all seen ghosts. God knows we can all sing Henry the Eighth. You know, we all know that song. So I'd like to say hi to Karen and Kevin, Tiffany, Cassie, and Susan. I hope you all enjoyed the show tonight. And if you have any questions, please ask them. We do have a question from Tiffany. She asks if you are a charging medium or do you do it as a volunteer?
I do charge. It's my living.
How long have you been doing this?
I have been doing this since I was 16 years old. And I'm 62 now.
Okay. So more than
46
of your life.
Yeah. You know, and I'm this way 24/7. You know, I have friends that I've made that are clients that I've known for over 40 some years and done readings for them.
Hey, Tom, how are you? Hopefully you're warm up there. So, how did you find out that you were a medium, psychic?
Well, I always could see the dead. Like, we lived in a really old neighborhood when I was real young in Detroit, and a whole bunch of old people lived around us. And there was a couple that lived right next door named Mr. and Mrs. Laura. Well, I didn't know it, but Mrs. Laura had passed away. And Mr. Laura was really sad. And Mom told me that Mrs. Laura passed away. And I said, no, she isn't. I saw her working in the garden today. And I was like in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
And I see them just as real as you and me.
That's what I tell everybody. I see them just like they've got skin and bones and
I
walking around.
Have ghosts come and sit and talk with me. I never know if it's real or memorized. And I'm serious. I'm not a crazy person.
How do you know that it's a spirit?
It's a different feeling.
Mine is, I can tell because I don't usually see feet. I know that sounds weird, but I don't see feet.
A lot of times in a ghost, you don't see their feet because they're on a different level. The floor is in a different space than what our time is. But they have a different vibration. You know, and if you look at it, every place has history. And there's ghosts everywhere. Like, I can't go anywhere without seeing them. Like, I went on just for fun, I went on a haunted ghost tour in South Carolina, and I was telling the guy about the story of the place before he told it.
How did he take that?
He wasn't too happy.
Okay, because that's usually the thing that I get is basically this kind of like, will you just shut up?
Right. So I did.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. Hey, Christopher and Tiffany, I'd love to talk to you sometime. If you want to send me a message, I'd be glad to talk to you too. Okay. And Susan, you've been sent a link. Hopefully you've gotten that. So when you've done readings, what are your favorite types of readings to do?
I don't really have a favorite. I mean, mediumship, you know, I can do passed on and alive, dead pets. I do real readings, you know, like life readings. The mediumship, I think, is the most fulfilling. And also doing paranormal investigations, saying who lives there, the ghosts, their story, and help. And if you can, I always try to help them move along so they aren't trapped.
Do you do remote views as well?
I don't have to be. That's how I do my readings. I have people all in other countries and all across the world and across the United States that I do readings for.
When you do your remote viewing, do you do them, you know, through like StreamYard or?
No, it's just when I do my readings over the phone.
Okay.
You know, or
so
to help.
You don't have to see the space.
No. Nope. As if I don't have to see a person either. And they go, well, how do you do that? And I want to be in person. Well, I said, I can't come to Pennsylvania.
Well, right now, no. The
Right.
road's probably
But
closed.
they want you like live there. You know, they think that you have to be. No, it's like a hound tracking a scent. You're tracking the energy when you pick up and you pull the fibers and you can feel and do a reading. It's not really fibers, energy. And you're getting all over their energy and you're doing a reading.
So, yes, Susan, you're supposed to be able to click on that link and it'll come up, and you should be able to put in your name and some things like that. It'll just pop up, but you have to use Google Chrome, unless you have an Apple phone, and then Carl will have to send you some instructions. So, Carl, go for it. So,
same way with working on murder cases. You don't have to be there. You can just remote view it and tell them what you see, what you hear.
When you do murder cases, does someone bring you in, or are you just working on it on your own?
Well, I have a show that I work with on Grizzly on the Hunt Show. We do Friday night every couple weeks, cold cases. But in the murder cases I've worked on my own, I've worked with another girlfriend. It was a case down in Pompano, and it was a guy that was bludgeoned at a bar, and his car was dumped in a canal. And I told him that it was in Canal 51 and that he was hit on the head, and he was in a compact car, and he had a yellow shirt, cowboy boots, and blue jeans. And a year later, they found his car in that Canal 51 because they did a police dive. And they, thank goodness. Oh, and the bar was, it had, I went to like 6 different bars, and it had to smell like stale beer, salt water, gravel driveway, and a dock where the boats can pull up. So we found that bar. But the family got closure.
We got a question in the chat room. Maybe you can help. Kevin says, my wife wants a divorce. How do you see me doing this year?
Well, you are going to get a divorce, but you're going to heal. You're going to take time to heal. You're going to be very sad for a while because it takes you a long time to get over stuff. But you're going to find your bearings probably 6 months after, and you're going to start feeling better and take better care of yourself. Be careful of an addictive personality. Be careful of drinking. And then down the road, you're going to come alive again, and then you could have another love in your life, but you won't be ready for that till you heal. Give yourself time. But your life is not over. And you're going to do your inner soul work, and you're going to be a better man.
Kevin, just know we're here for you. And we love you.
Because you have a sweetheart.
He does. He does have a sweetheart.
Is it my cousin?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So Cassie says, we have a cold case here in Kansas. Heartbreaking for those still needing answer. That's so great that you can help people. So she's praising you, which is very nice. I love praise.
Thank you.
Because I know that.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I just know that there's so many cold cases out there, and it's unusual how many there are these days. And I don't know if it's because there's just so many more, or because we know about them now, where back in the day, we just didn't have as much instantaneous news to know about them. You know, one of the most infamous cold cases out there is the Villisca Axe murders. So we still hear about that out there, and when we were living in Kansas and Missouri, and And Iva, she asks, can we ask psychic questions?
Sure.
I guess so there. Got another question here from Sonia McAvoy. She says, hey, Kelly Jo, blessings to you. You do see things better for me and my family this year. Oh, so do you see things better for her family and her this year?
It'll be a slow improvement, and it feels like by August, September, it'll be a lot more solid than what it's been of this year.
Okay. So look forward to August, September. And I will tell you that before the show, Kelly Jo made a prediction on the Super Bowl. And if you guys want to hear it, I'll tell you, but we're going to do that in a little bit.
I have 50-50 chance of being right.
25%. You know, there's 4 teams right now, so you got 25%. So it's still got a chance. So, and Sonia says, "Thank you, beautiful," is what she said.
Welcome.
And Ann Iva says, "Kelly, do you see a romantic relationship with John? It's been very slow, and I've had many obstacles due to my situation in seeing him."
Just take it real. It's going to be really, really slow. You know, there'll probably be an opening like the midweek of May, the month of May, the middle weeks of May. That's what I'm seeing. What I'm doing when I'm seeing that, I'm seeing a calendar and they circle it in red. Remember the wax pencils? They're circling weeks.
Okay.
And if somebody wants after this more of a reading, they can contact me at my website, kellyjopsychic.com, or call me 561-333-5367.
You guys check that out. If you got this link you got this on Facebook or YouTube or Rumble, any one of those, when you click on it, I put her websites in there. So you can just click on those links and it'll take you directly to Kelly Jo Psychic, and you should be able to get that. Hey, Robert and Dara, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. Oh, that's not good, Susan. Let's see what else. When you've been doing animal pet readings, so if I had my cat and I was holding it up here, could you see and tell if she's sick?
Yeah.
You want to get her? Coco. We have paranormal cats. We have in our house, we have 6 dogs and 4 cats. We have more animals than people's. So, but
it's probably good.
Yeah, which is probably good, because if we had any more people, I think I'd scream. But Susan, since Susan can't get in, she wants to know, I would like to know if you see my aunt. Let's see. If you can see if my aunt is unhappy and what we are doing right now. Oh, is unhappy with what we're doing right now.
Is she passed on or alive?
So.
What's the coldness? So did she cut her off, or are they estranged?
Don't think so.
But there's a coldness around that. I don't think she's happy because she looks like she has pursed lips.
Oh. Okay, got it. So Susan, has your aunt passed? And
that means she's disapproving. Yeah, she's not. I don't know. She's judging something. I don't know
Okay.
why.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
kitty cat.
Yeah, this is Coco.
You do have to check her little bladder and get some blood work done on Kitty.
Okay.
She might need a dietary change. You know, her food, it might be lacking in something that she needs.
Yeah.
She just eats too much.
Yeah, she just eats a lot.
I know, but she might need a special blended food.
Okay.
So I would get her a checkup.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
But
and
it's still
Susan's
food and vitamin related.
okay. And Susan says that her aunt passed 3 months or 3 years ago.
Okay. That's why she felt cold. She's not alive anymore. Yeah, but she was very judgy. So she's disapproving of something she's doing. She's like,
Okay. There you go, Susan. The answer to your question is that she's judgy of what you're doing, not necessarily unhappy, but apparently doesn't like something.
right.
So sorry you couldn't get in, Susan. So let's see what else. I just find that the people who can do animal readings, I find it to be really interesting because only thing I know is I just think my cats all have a death wish, either for them to die or me to die. I don't know which one, but they're trying to kill me every time I try to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Under your feet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you go to the doctor and they go, "Are you safe in your home?" And it's like, "No, I got cats." They don't, of course, you tell them that and they look at you like you're nuts.
No, that yours do like to get underfoot. All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
Yep. In fact, I think they take turns trying to get under our feet on purpose. So there you go. The only time they didn't was when they were in the car when we were moving here. I have to tell you, this cat never sits on my lap. Never.
Not this long.
They like the energy.
Okay, well, here you go. You can stay as long as you want. Oh, there she goes. Yeah, they usually don't sit on my lap too long. Now on him, they'll sit on him for the longest time. Robert Hanna says, oh, Susan answered, we're taking her trustee of her estate to court.
It's going to be a fight.
So not good. So, these are some questions that these are hard questions to ask. And, you know, to me, I find them hard to ask because some of these questions are very private.
I know.
And I'm grateful that people feel that they can talk about them publicly. So thank you guys for that. And, you know, Robert, I'm so sorry that you're struggling through a breakup. And he asked, can you help with that?
Like how so?
I don't know. I mean, kind of the same stuff that you told Kevin, you know.
Well, give yourself time. Really, really, you know, do your inner work. And you're a type of person that needs to get outside. Like, I don't know if you fish or whatever.
He likes to hunt Bigfoot.
Okay, then go on a Bigfoot expedition because you need to get away and get calm. And you are going to be all right. Right now, you're just grieving. Because, you know, when you break up with somebody, it's like a death. For good or for ill, even if you part nice. And it's grief. And it's like a tube, and it goes over your head, and then it goes down over your eyes, and you can see, goes over your nose, and you can smell, goes over your mouth, and you can talk, goes over your throat, and you communicate, goes over your heart, and you can feel, goes down over your stomach, past your solar plexus, over your hips, your legs, your knees, and then into the earth. But just be gentle with yourself and you are going to be all right. And then down the line, you are going to come out of your shell again and you'll try again. But right now, don't do anything. Just heal.
Focus on yourself.
Right.
So I know that always sounds bad. We always tell everybody focus on yourself and
But that's
self-healing.
true.
Yeah,
Another
you do
thing
have to.
is do a grateful list because you can change your brain in 90 days. So write every day, write something down that you're grateful for. Can be anything. And that'll help you.
That you can write down every Monday. You're grateful for the Paranormal Pride.
Right.
I'll take it. Take whatever I can get. So, and Robert, if you ever need to talk, let me know. I'll listen. I can listen just as well as I can talk. I think. I know I can hear. Sometimes I don't know if I listen. So just saying. So, and Tom McNicholas says, I have a friend that passed away in his apartment. Has he crossed over? Is he still around?
He had like 5 people come fetch him. He had an aunt, an uncle, and a grandma and grandpa. And I feel like his mom was passed. There's a woman that's like a mother figure. So he crossed over quickly. So no, he's not stuck.
Do you believe that when someone does cross over that they can come back when they want to visit?
Yes, they can come visit. Yeah.
So the answer to your question, Tom, could be both.
Right.
He's crossed over.
But he's checking on you.
And Kevin asked, do you see me with a lady named Amy?
Yes.
Not until you heal yourself.
Right. But don't get in a hurry. Hold on, horse.
Writing, Christopher Pittman says, writing your feelings and thoughts is one of the best medicines. You can use it to help clear our minds of stress. Yes, you can. You can also use it to modify your thinking, as Kelly Jo was saying, but you can also use it as inspiration for something else that's coming down the road. So when you look back at it, you'll remember when you wrote it and what you were going through at that time, and then it'll make you grateful again for the same thing. So, it becomes a cyclical thing. So,
correct.
I mean, I tell you, if you go back and you read some of the things you're feeling that from your diaries or your journals back when you were younger, you relive it. Good, bad, or indifferent, you relive it. But guess what? Yes. You're grateful that you're not still in that state
right.
when you go back and read it.
Right. Right.
Thank God I'm not 15 anymore.
Right.
So I don't have to worry about all that high school stuff, but
it's called Facebook now.
Yeah, it's called, like Ron just said, it's called Facebook now.
There you go. You're right.
So you were talking about that you have a couple shows. Where can you listen? Are your shows video or audio only?
The blog talk, Biscuit and Tea Biscuit, is just audio. And that's on, I haven't done it yet for this month. It's usually once or twice a month on Blog Talk Radio. And then Grizzly on the Hunt, mine is on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
And that's video.
Okay.
And it's on YouTube.
YouTube. Okay. And is that on your YouTube channel or?
It's on Grizzly's and then it transfers over to mine.
Okay. So are you allowed to ask questions on that one as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go, guys. Check that out and see what you think. And I have not had a chance to listen to anything. I've had a hell of a week. I'm just grateful that you're here tonight and that I get to talk to you now.
Thank you.
Well, things were questionable last night. We didn't get home until around 1:00 this morning. So, family stuff. So, but family is family, and I'm glad to have family stuff to talk about. See, grateful for anything. So, and yes, Cassie, please check her out. Cassie's so sassy. She has her own YouTube channel as well. So if you want to hear the ravings of a mad woman in the freezing ass cold in Kansas, she's the one you want to hear.
Oh, okay.
It's not always that, but she has some very good topics, and she always makes me laugh. And if she's not making me laugh, she's making me cry. So she is such a good lady. So hello, Judy. And I hope you guys are all having a great night. When you've been doing your shows, and you said your topics are always mediumship, psychic stuff, things like that, what has been the most unusual thing you've told somebody in a mediumship reading that they didn't believe and it was true?
Well, like jewelry and stuff, talking about, oh, there's jewelry. No, there ain't. And then there is.
Yeah.
Or telling them something that only they would know. Like, and the people say, no, no, no. And the passed on person will be emphatic. Like, I'll never forget, I did a reading for a guy that was an atheist. And he didn't believe in nothing. He believed that when you died, you were cold, dead, and nothing. Well, he come through and he goes, this is cool as heck. He goes, there's color here. He goes, I can think. He goes, I can pop wherever I think. Speed of light. He goes, this is cool.
Oh, so he found out that there was life after death.
Right. And he said the colors were extraordinary.
I've heard that in, some of these NDEs, near-death experiences,
right,
that people have had, when they, when they come back, they tell us that. And, we were watching, and this is going to sound weird, we were watching Moonshiners. Okay. I have a family member who's on that show, but Josh Owens, he's always, he lost a finger. He's been in multiple accidents, all this stuff. He had a motorcycle accident going about at least 80 miles an hour when he hit a wall.
Wow.
He was going 100 miles at least. His motorcycle was going 100. He might, but
just nice concrete wall.
Yeah, concrete wall there in Daytona. Okay. Really bad motorcycle accident. So he wasn't in a car or anything. And he talked about it was all, he didn't feel any pain, nothing. And it was beautiful. And he wanted to stay. And suddenly he goes, it got all dark. He goes, I didn't know what in the hell was going on. He goes, but I didn't want to be there anymore. He goes, it was like I wasn't good enough for heaven. And I cut this all up into a really short story. But if you guys watch Moonshiners, you should hear his story. You could probably find it online somewhere. But he talked about that. And he said, now he definitely says he doesn't want to go to hell. Of course, I know most of these people do believe, they all believe in God and that there's other things out there, but it was very vivid, his description. Do you hear that from other people there?
Has she ever had a reading from people near death?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
yes. And there's people that go, the between place, which is where there's lower entities. And then there was one person that I met that really did go to hell and met the devil. And he don't ever want to go there again.
So did he straighten his shit out?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
He totally was a different person.
That's good. That's the Scrooge story.
Yeah.
That in a nutshell, of course, in a nutshell, it's the story of Scrooge.
But most of the people, and just like accidental deaths, it's like the spirit will come tell me, he goes, yeah, he goes, all of a sudden I'm there. And then I'm looking at me. It's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. We
have a very nice question here. Judy asks, Kelly Jo, can you tell my brother in heaven happy birthday for me?
Sure, and you can tell him yourself.
I have a feeling that she already did. She just wants confirmation that he heard it.
Yes, he's laughing. He says,
So,
thank you, sis.
and then Tom McNicholas, think this may be a rhetorical question, but he wants to know, is there heaven or hell or just another dimension?
There is a heaven and hell, and there is just one spirit told me one time it's just like a sliding door. You're here and then you're there.
I can say I probably believe that a lot. Hey there, Gabby. So, Christopher Pittman says, I know I'm going straight to hell, and the devil better have me a big warm cup of coffee when I get there. and he's taking his seat. So, and we also got a hello from, I don't know who's getting a call.
It's mine. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Just making sure that it wasn't family calling. So, and hello to Wyoming from all of us in Florida. So it's for Catherine. Let's see. I'll put her up there.
Yes, she's a friend and a client.
Oh, that's good.
I'm seeing a couple of friends in here too. I know. Let me see if I can go down. Where was she? Judy Oswald Carlson. She's in Wisconsin, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, we're being heard live in Japan as well.
Oh, cool.
We have my show, and the other show that's on Tuesday nights is live on Japan Paranormal, and so sometimes we get some people in from there, and it's kind of nice knowing that we're everywhere. So I mean, your shows are too. I mean, yes. Who knows where they're going once they leave here?
I know, it's pretty cool.
So, and Gabby asks, there is a dimension you go to first after you die.
You go to a holding space. And then I call it, if you're really messed up, you go to the green room to heal. Mm-hmm. And then you figure out what you're going to do. Like the green room is for people that like commit suicide, accidents, murder, because sometimes if it's a quick death, you're all confused.
I could see that. I mean, I know that when you wake up in the ER, you're confused as to how you got there sometimes. So, because she said, I believe my dad was there after he died and stayed there for 10 days, then went to heaven.
Yes.
Is there a waiting period
yes.
to go to heaven?
Sometimes.
So okay. So
sometimes you go right then, because usually 5 people come fetch you.
You said 5? Is it always 5?
That's what I've seen in my life. I can't guarantee it, but that's what I've seen. And it's like a theme and like a number. It's like, wow, 5. Oh, wow, 5. Oh, wow, 5.
That's what I saw when Ron's dad died.
At least 5.
Was at least 5.
Right. Or more, And a lot of times 3 days before somebody passed, death will appear.
I'll have a great day.
And 3 days before you go. And then 2 people linger about 3 days after they pass to talk or try to complete stuff that they want. They go back and forth and then they,
Okay. We have another question from Catherine. She says, was there a dark... Okay, she says light. Was there a bright light and a dark light when my mare died? Oh, okay.
What was the light and dark seed? I don't understand what that is.
I don't either.
But animals go to heaven too. Tell her to expound. I don't know what the dark seed, I don't know what she meant by that.
Yeah, she said dark light, not bite. So what was the dark light and dark seed I saw when my mare died? So okay, here we go. She rewrote it. What was the white light and dark seed in the white light?
Oh, that was the middle of the center darkness, and then it expanded to light. That's what I think. There was a dark center and the light was expanding.
Kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel, but backwards.
Right, right.
So we have another.
It was like the portal opening. It was a portal.
And then Robert asks, do cardinals represent a loved one watching over us?
Yes, I believe that.
I do too. I know that when I see a cardinal, the first thing I think of is Ron's dad.
There you go.
I don't know if that's who it is for me, or is it just bird? You know, I don't know.
It's because it's you. It symbolizes him for you.
Well, it's probably because he was a big Cardinal fan. Both the kinds that fly and the kinds that play baseball.
That hit the ball.
Yeah, he wanted to play for the Cardinals, and I don't know how many games he slept through, but let's see what Christopher Pittman says. Since my stepdad passed away here at my house, can you tell me if he's still visiting, and can you describe him?
Yes, he does visit. He hangs out in the hallway. He hangs out in the living room and by the door, the right-hand side of the door. I'm seeing a man's haircut and did he have a mustache? Who's the man with the mustache? And he's like 5'11". And square jawline, clean shaven on the bottom.
Christopher, your feedback. So we're getting, Robert Hanna says it's interesting. And Susan, Christopher says no mustache. So who would be the mustache guy there, Christopher? She said that she thinks of butterflies. When she sees butterflies, she thinks of her mom.
Yes. They can come in different symbols, birds, butterflies. You can find, have you ever found a penny or dime or nickel on the floor? That's from a loved one.
And Karen is, we need to start finding the $100 bills. Where's my rich family members?
There you go.
So Karen, this is my mother-in-law. She says, for me also, he was a Cardinal fan, but he did feed the Cardinals. And so she was, when I see, I find a penny. So she thinks of him. Well, he's always there. Harold's always there. So everything else was correct, he said, except for the mustache.
Did he ever have a mustache?
Yeah, Chris, did your dad ever have, or stepdad ever have a mustache? Like in the 80s? Kind of one of those little cheesy ones.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not trying to be right, but I know.
Never. Okay. So, but
Susan, sometimes other people that are around will come through, so we got to figure out who that person is.
Yeah. It's never always clean cut, is it?
No.
Do you always know who a message is for?
Sometimes no. Sometimes if I'm doing a crowded room, sometimes I'll get dead people from other people.
Not the person that you're wanting to talk to.
Right. Because if I have a whole group, they're all going to come and talk. If they're asking to talk to their dead people, they're all going to come.
There's one thing I always told people. We used to be the tour guides at a haunted location. And I would tell people, they'd say, well, is this spirit here? And I said, don't know, but don't be surprised if the spirit you're talking to isn't one that came with you. And
Right.
they would look at me like I was nuts. And I said, well, you knew you were going to a haunted location and you wanted to talk to spirits. I said, the spirits came with you because they figured you were ready to talk. I said, so don't be surprised if the one talking to you isn't a spirit that lives here, but follows you.
Right. A family ancestor.
Right. Because you want to talk now.
Right.
And so do you see that as well at some of these when people go to paranormal locations?
Right. Sometimes. And two, they always come to the one that's the most open. And it can be generational. It can be periods. There's like layers of different eras, all over the place in a haunting.
Okay. That brings me to this other question.
Okay.
Spirits. You said something about spirits from the 1800s. How far back has a spirit come to talk to you? From what era? 1625,
Yeah,
1925.
all ranges, all ages. I even had a caveman one time.
Okay. Because I've had people come to me a few times and say, well, why don't we see the spirits of dinosaurs? And I don't have a good explanation for that.
If you go back to that lineage, yes. If not, no. Depends on the lineage.
Okay. So, okay. I can't put that question into a
Does that
sentence.
make sense?
Kind of.
But different people have different lineages.
Right. So it depends on my lineage or the person
that you're reading for.
Okay. So we did have enough.
If you go to like different eras, I imagine you could see a dinosaur or a Tyrannosaurus Rex or a pterodactyl or whatever.
Yeah, I hope I don't ever see those. I really do. I hope I'm so close-minded that never happens.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, if I see them like I see spirits that look as solid as me and you,
right,
I would have a heart attack. I mean, especially if dinosaurs are as big as the bones that have been found.
They are big. They're huge.
Especially when I saw them at, the Smithsonian when I was a kid.
Right.
You look at that and you go, there's no way that an animal could be that big.
Oh, I was fascinated. I thought it was the coolest thing.
Oh, yeah, it was. I mean, I've been to the Smithsonian. I don't know how many times I went. I haven't been in 40 years, but I mean, I've been so many times to the Natural History Museum and saw all this stuff. But, it is strange that when I was there, I didn't see spirits of these dinosaurs. Some people say it's because they didn't have souls.
Everything has a soul.
And I guess my thought was, how do you know that? I mean, not you,
right?
But how can somebody say that they didn't have souls? Maybe because it just didn't fit with the narrative. I don't know.
But I believe that, I've been on archaeological digs and helped find dinosaur bones and stuff. I was out there with a paleontologist in Arizona when I worked at a hotel, motel, bar and grill, and that was fun.
Where was that at?
It was out in Glen, Arizona.
Oh, down near Phoenix.
Yeah, no, it was out at it was out Glen Canyon Dam, okay. And Vermilion Cliffs. I think it was Vermilion Cliffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we just got word from Christopher, news in. His stepdad did have a mustache at one time.
Well, there you go. They always pick their best life.
I can see that. I mean, why would you want to go back to when you were dying.
They pick their best age, and when they felt the best and lived the best.
I think sometimes I think that they pick how you're going to recognize them.
Right.
But and maybe he showed you a mustache because he wanted it to be something that he would have to ask his mother for to talk to his mother.
Maybe, but that was when he felt his best age. There ain't any old people in heaven. They might show up to you as old, but the spirit is always allowed to pick their age that they like the best.
Okay, we've got just a few more minutes left because tonight Kelly Jo could only do an hour, and I understand it's draining to have spirits talking to you all day long. Because you said you do this 24/7. Do you ever turn it off?
I can turn it off. I'll turn it off. Excuse me. Sorry, somebody's here that passed from lung problems. Sorry, don't jump me. Sometimes they'll do that. No, that's not nice. Okay, sorry. I'm having a talk over here. There we go.
So Susan asks, can you tell if my mom visits our house?
Yes. And she sits on the end of the bed, and then she loves it when you clean the house.
Susan's good at cleaning the house. She is very good. So let's see. What else do we have? Cassie says, thank you and Kelly Jo for your time. So thank you for coming on. And so Christopher says, sorry, I have to question certain things when it comes to these things, but thank you for clarifying. So let's see.
That's fine. Ask. There is no dumb question. There is no problem with questions.
And Kevin, I think you should move back to Jefferson City, Missouri. And that's not a psychic kind of thing. I think that you're more comfortable in Jefferson City. So, and since I know you, I'm going to tell you what I think. So, be close to your brother. You need that, Kevin. So, there was one more question in here. We're going to get to that. Christopher Pittman says, can you see who might be the man that has been seen at the Dewey Hotel Museum? One of my investigators has seen him, and we caught video footage of him.
He feels like an old security guard. He's securing the building.
There you go. So, okay. And Robert Hanna says, thank you for answering my questions. And
You're
Susan
welcome.
said, awesome. Thank you. So where can everybody find you?
KellyJoPsychic.com. Or you can call me 561-333-5367. And like I said on Grizzly on the Hunt on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time zone, you can have one free question. Or my Blog Talk Radio. It's on Monday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern. I'll get it set up for next month.
Okay. And so the Blog Talk, you're on there once or twice a month is what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I look forward to catching that, and find her on YouTube so that you can check that out, Kelly Jo Psychic.
Yes.
And you'll find all kinds of old videos out there, and you can see what you think, because I think she's been so much fun to have on tonight.
Thank you.
You taught us something. I think I learned something from every single guest that I have. Some of them is, hey, I don't want to have you on again. Sometimes that's what I learn. But a lot of times I actually learned something new, and you gave me some new things to think about. And I'm grateful for that.
Thank you. And I hope you have a good evening.
I do too. And I will get that cat to the vet.
Okay. Thank you.
So you guys join us tomorrow night when our guest is Kevin Torrey. And we're going to have a great time tomorrow night. So join us at 5 p.m. Central, and join me next Monday night for whoever I have that's going to surprise you, because I don't have anybody scheduled for next week yet. So you guys have a great night, and see you soon. Thank you.